Hey y'all, welcome to the show. Today we're gonna make chicken corn chowder.
Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
For chicken corn chowder, you're gonna need 2 slices of bacon, 1 medium onion, 1 celery stalk, 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of thyme, a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, 3 cups of chicken broth, 4 medium potatoes, 3 cups of corn, 2 boneless skinless chicken breasts, 1 cup of cream, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and shredded cheese. Hey y'all, welcome back here. Excited about fall here. Coming into September, what a great time of year. The cooler weather is finally here. Not much of a hot summer though. I have to say that summer was kind of disappointing. A lot of rain and didn't really get those 90-degree days. I remember summers years past that, man, it was like 90s for weeks at a time and the grass was dead and you were just sweating all the time. Didn't really have that this year, but glad fall is here because we know that football season is here. My favorite time of year, NFL and college football especially. Looking forward to watching some Penn State football games, going up and tailgating and rooting on, of course, my favorite team. Getting together with some friends and family. Everybody's coming in for some big games this year. This probably won't air until after the first game, so hopefully we whooped up on West Virginia pretty good. And that was an exciting game at night there, the first one on NBC there. But yeah, I mean, just so many great things come with the fall, with all the harvest festivals, all the football games, the cooler weather, campfires, hanging out outside, hoodie weather, as everybody says. But just excited for those things to come up, and hopefully some great recipes too. We're gonna share some baking recipes, some cookies, and some things for the holidays. Some pumpkin-related things, of course, for fall. But just looking forward to that great time of year to share with everybody, and looking forward to that family time that we're going to have here with Thanksgiving coming up, and Christmas and all the other holidays. So looking forward to all that. All right, today's recipe is our chicken corn chowder. Of course, what a great meal for the fall. Throw it in the crock pot, leave it on the stove, let it cook for a long while. Take it to work with you. You're gonna need some chicken, so we're gonna get some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. We're only gonna need about 2 chicken breasts. 1 pack will do, and we'll throw this in the cart, and then we'll go get our corn. All right, for our chicken corn chowder, we're just gonna need some frozen corn. We're gonna need a couple cups of it, so we'll just grab a bag of that. You could use fresh if you have it, but I don't have time to do all that, so frozen works just as well. For chicken corn chowder, we're gonna need some chicken broth. We're gonna need about 3 cups of it, so we'll need a couple of these. This will work. For our chicken corn chowder, we're also just gonna need some potatoes. We're gonna need about 6 of them, so we'll grab a 5-pound bag here, and we'll dice these up, throw them in there with our chicken broth and our chicken and corn and stock, and it'll be a great soup. All right, so we have everything we need for our chicken corn chowder. Just gonna go home, cut up all those vegetables, put everything in the pot, let that start cooking. In about 30 minutes, we're gonna have a great meal. Let's head to the house. Just wanna talk to you a little bit about something I did exciting over the summer this year. 4th of July usually is something that we always take a vacation. My brother and I and his family, we get together and usually plan a nice trip. This year we went on a cruise and went out to the Eastern Caribbean. We had a great time out there and went to St. Thomas and St. Martin. What an awesome time to go to St. Martin there and go to the beach, watch the planes flying in over the beach there. Something is really weird. You see those videos on YouTube all the time. That beach looks massive, but really it's like the shoulder of a highway. It's really small, but still it was really neat to go out and see that, just to take some video and take some pictures there. That was a great time. The cruise was phenomenal. Shout out to my friend Gaynell, who is my travel agent that always does a great job and puts those trips together for us. Had a great time just hanging out with family and seeing some cool sights while we were there. Got a bunch of sun, of course, but just had a great time hanging out in the pool and seeing some new places. We went to St. Thomas, went in a taxi cab. We went down to the downtown area. Thought there was going to be some really great shopping there. Kind of disappointed in that. We actually never even got out of the cab. We actually just paid the guy. We're like, here's $50. Just take us back to the ship. We didn't find anything there that we really had to have or anything that we really wanted to do. But it's not a neat experience just to say that we were there, and we had a great time on the ship. Met some awesome people. We seemed to find great people just hanging out at the pool and different restaurants and things like that, where you just start talking to people. You meet people from across the country, across the world, really. And of course, being social the way that I am, just kind of gravitate towards people and spark a conversation, and you end up talking to them, and then you stay in contact with them afterwards. Make some great friends on those trips. So a lot of great memories hanging out with my nieces and my brother and my sister-in-law, but just a great time with family over the summer there. So looking forward to the next one. I don't know where we're gonna go next. My niece is getting ready to graduate this year, so we'll see where Riley wants to go, and maybe we'll head off somewhere different here in the spring. So looking forward to that. Always a great time just to get away and hang out with family, and I hope everybody had a great summer and got to spend time with their family as well, and hopefully got to see something really awesome.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
For generations, Dick's Home Care has been providing the best equipment and service for patient care at home. Breathe easier with oxygen from Dick's Home Care. Oxygen concentrators give you a continuous oxygen supply at home. Oxygen cylinders supply oxygen without power. And portable oxygen frees you to go. Dick's Home Care technicians will set your oxygen up and make sure you know how to use it. Call the leader in home medical equipment, Dick's Home Care.
Hey y'all, welcome to my kitchen today. Today I'm gonna make another awesome fall meal. We're gonna make a chicken corn chowder. In our pan here today, we have some canola oil and some minced garlic, just about a teaspoon of garlic in there. We're gonna turn this heat on, get this going, heat up that oil for a second. Now this is one of those fall meals that are quick and easy. Hopefully we're gonna get it all done in one pot today. Hopefully we don't make too many dishes, but we'll see what we can do and try to get as many ingredients all on this one pot as we can without making a huge mess. This is one of those meals that takes only about 30 minutes to cook, so it's something you can do after work or after school, feed the whole family, and this is a good meal that you can reheat the next day as well. So we'll start with that garlic here and that oil, just kind of get that heated up, and then we're just going to saute some onions and celery in there. We just have one medium onion and then one stalk of celery. You smell that garlic already. Once that heat meets up with that heat there, it really starts pouring that aromas out. Get that going here. And we're just gonna cook these down until they get a little translucent. Once they do that, they're pretty much done and we're on to the next step. This will only take a couple minutes to cook down. To that, we're gonna add some pepper. Just about half a teaspoon. And then about a quarter teaspoon of thyme. So that's just a couple dashes. we go. A little bit of salt. Some people write in and they say, oh, you don't really use a lot of salt and pepper. Well, you know, knowing my history, I don't usually use a lot of salt anyways, but it does add a little bit of flavor. Add a component that brings out the flavors and all the other ingredients, so we'll add a little bit. Now you can add as much as you want. Go right ahead, by all means. We'll just cook these down. This will only take a couple minutes. Now I've seen this go different ways. I've seen people put noodles in it. You can put carrots in it. You can put other vegetables. Broccoli even in it would be good. Really anything that you have around the house or left over in the fridge, you can kind of toss in here. Any of those hearty vegetables would be good in here. But I love the smell of celery and onions. It just reminds me of fall, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Those Thanksgiving mornings, waking up and smelling the celery and onion cooking. Those were just great mornings that I remember as a kid. And it smells pretty good in here right now. So those are looking pretty good. We're going to just let them go for another minute. And then to that, we're going to add our chicken broth. We're going to add about 3 cups. So that's 2/3 of this container here. We're just going to bring that up to a nice simmer. Just a little more. There we go. Heat that up. Still got it over pretty high heat just to get that going. Smells amazing in here, but like I said, this is one of those meals that is great for fall. I know a lot of people make those, you know, ham and green beans, vegetable soups, chili. This is more on the lighter side of all those dishes, but still something to warm you up, you know, on those nice cool evenings when it gets down to the 50s up here. It is, it gets cold in a hurry. It's amazing how 60 degrees in the spring is like so warm, but in the fall, when you go from 80 to 60, it's like freezing. But we've kind of had a not so nice summer so far, so maybe the fall will be nicer. Seems like after the kids go back to school, it always warms up for a little bit. So we'll just get this going here. Right when we start seeing a couple bubbles here, then we know that it's at the right temperature. Not to a boil, just to a little simmer there where you have just a couple bubbles coming up. All right, you can see these bubbles starting to come up here, getting to the right temperature here. Nice little simmer there. To that, we're gonna cool it down now because we're gonna put our frozen corn in there. About 3 cups of frozen sweet corn. Can't be chicken corn chowder without corn. We got a corn snowball here. We'll throw that all in there. That's good. Stir that in there. Gonna bring that up to temperature again. Because that corn is frozen, so it's gonna cool that down pretty quick. All right, so we have our corn in here now. Now we just need to add our potatoes. We have about 4 medium potatoes that have been diced, peeled, ready to go. Just gonna add those in there. And then we're just gonna let this simmer. But before we let it go completely, we're gonna put our chicken in there as well. Let the chicken cook in there as well. So I just have 2 chicken breasts here, boneless, skinless. We're just gonna set these in here. In that chicken broth and all those vegetables. We'll bring that up to a simmer. Just make sure they're down in there. Bring that to a simmer again and let that cook for about 20 minutes. Then we'll thicken it up with some cream and some cornstarch, and we'll be ready to eat. All right, y'all, I just took the chicken out of the corn chowder here. I'm just gonna shred this real quick. I'm gonna do it by hand. I did let it cool for a couple minutes because it is super hot coming out of the boiling chicken broth. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna shred it up into little bite-sized pieces. And then I'm gonna put it back in the chowder. And then I'm gonna add the slurry, which is cornstarch and cream, just to thicken it up. And then it'll be ready to eat. Just gonna heat it through. So we're just gonna add our chicken once we get it all shredded here. Just take a couple minutes to shred this up. But yeah, definitely let it cool for a couple seconds because it is hot coming out of that boiling chicken broth. All right, so I have our chicken shredded. I just threw it back in the pot here into our chowder. Now I have our slurry here, which is just some cornstarch and heavy cream. Just a couple tablespoons of cornstarch. This is gonna thicken up that broth, make it real rich and creamy. I'm just gonna whisk this together. Just gonna use a fork. Get that going here. Try to get some of those lumps out. All right, and then I'm just gonna slowly dump some of this in here. And then I'm gonna stir it up as we go. And then I'm gonna turn the heat back up a little bit just to thicken this all up. The reaction there with the heat and the cornstarch is gonna thicken this all up. And then I would serve this with some cheddar cheese and a little bacon on top. I have some pre-cooked bacon here that we did earlier that I'm just gonna crumble on top. Serve it with some cheddar cheese, and you can use chive or green onion, put on top as a little garnish. There we go. Turn our heat back up, warm this all the way through, and then it's ready to serve as soon as it thickens up. As this thickens and we stir this all together, we're gonna head over to the studio for an inspirational message.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
For generations, Dick's Home Care has been providing the best equipment and service for patient care at home. Stay in your home without worry with Bruno mobility products from Dick's Home Care. Bruno has the highest rated stair lift of any brand. They're American-made quality stair lifts and are expertly installed in less than a day. Keep your loved one at home and safe from falls on the stairs with a Bruno stair lift. Call the leader in home medical equipment, Dick's Home Care.
Your value is not determined by where you are in life right now. Your label cannot keep you from Jesus. It should drive you to Jesus. They may have birthed you, but they didn't create you. How many times have you heard this? Make him Lord of your life. You can't make him Lord of your life. You cannot make him Lord. He already is Lord. God never intended you to live on a bridge. There are times and seasons in your life that are a bridge from A to C. and we make a home on a bridge and we wonder why it went bad. The greatest thing you can do for your sense of value is pick up the Word of God. You don't need another book. You don't need some other author tell you, I'm not against books, I'm not against authors, but the Word of God is medicine unto your soul. You need to remember your redemption so you move forward. Sometimes we got to go backwards in order to go forward.
I want to encourage you to join us every Sunday here on ABC at 5 a.m. and 12 p.m. You can also catch the archive of our messages by visiting transformationchurch.org. Transformation Church. It's who we are, it's what we do.
For generations, Dick's Home Care has been providing the best equipment and service for patient care at home. Disabled? Lead an active life with a wheelchair from Dick's Home Care. Your wheelchair will be properly fitted to you for your comfort. Choose from Dick's full line of mobility products, including manual wheelchairs, custom manual, power wheelchairs, and scooters for both adults and children. Call the leader in home medical equipment, Dick's Home Care.
Hey y'all, welcome to the studio today. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about grace and how important grace is in our lives. That of course God has given us grace, but how we can share grace with others. Growing up in a Christian home, I've learned about grace since I was a little kid. Obviously our salvation comes from God's grace, how He has treated us and created us, given us salvation, something that He did not have to do, that we are invited to have as a free gift from Him. All we have to do is accept Him and trust Him in our lives, that He is there for us to guide us and protect us. What an awesome gift that is, just to have available to us at any time, that God's grace covers us in everything that we've done in our life, those difficult times, those times that we really mess up, those things that we, like we treated somebody badly or we made a mistake. They are all covered by God's grace. How awesome is that to know that as many times as we mess up, as many times as we are, disappoint others in our lives, other times that we disappoint God, that we are going the wrong direction, we are covered by His grace. It is something that probably I rely on more than anything else, along with my faith. But I rely on that the assurance that God has given me that He is never going to leave me, that He has given me this free gift, and I just have to rely on Him. Now, don't get me wrong here. When I'm talking about grace and what God has done for us, that does not give us a license to do whatever we want. That is not a free ticket to treat people badly, to do bad things, and to sin. God also wants us to be responsible and know that, hey, sin is sin and wrong is wrong. God is sufficient to forgive us, obviously, and to help us get through tough times and to forgive us when we do mess up. But we have to repent and ask God to forgive us for those times that we mess up. So I want to be clear on this, that God's grace is sufficient and He is there to forgive us and help us and love us, yes. But we also need to be careful that, hey, this is not a waiver for everything that we do wrong in life, that we need to rely on God, yes, that God is there to forgive us and things like that, but also we need to be accountable for the things and decisions that we make in our lives, that God's grace is there for us, but don't abuse it, and just remember that, hey, we are accountable for our own actions, and God is there to help us get through those difficult times. But that is something that we also have from Him as a free gift, but we should also be giving to others. Different times in life that people disappoint you or frustrate you, that you are just, you don't know what this person is thinking, what they've done to you, but how do we turn the other cheek and how can we show God's grace to them that we have given as a gift to us, that how can we share that with others? I can remember when I first started working, there was somebody I worked with that was just didn't have the great attitude that maybe I had, that did not show me grace, that was not the nicest person, that was kind of tough, and somebody that maybe didn't have the greatest attitude. But I can tell you that maybe to show them kindness and love and maybe show them a little grace, that maybe they're going through something that they can't control, and maybe they're just a little frustrated with something that's going on in their life. You can be a real influence in their life by just being nice to them and showing love in that grace to them. We all go through those difficult times. We all have those bad days. I can tell you that I have had many, many bad days where I am just frustrated and just overwhelmed by what is on my plate at the time. But I can assure you that when those tough times come, that I am just relying completely on what God has promised me and what He's brought me through. I remember just sitting there when I was really sick a couple years ago, just overwhelmed by what I was going through. Just felt that, hey, there was no end in sight, that I could just turn and say, God, this is overwhelming. I got to turn this all over to you, because what I'm thinking about and what man has given me is not sufficient. Those are the times that I had to really rely on God, and He really gave me a calmness and a peace in my heart to be able to get through those difficult times. I hope and pray that you guys are relying on God and your faith to get you through those tough times. I hope that when you are stuck in a trap of depression or overwhelmness, and you just can't get through things, that you are just relying on God to get you through them. You are praying to Him and giving those things up to Him daily. I know that I pray a lot in my car as I go to school, and as I'm going just down the road, if I have to go to an appointment, if I'm worried about it or stressed about it, I turn around and give it to God right away. That He gives you that peace right away once you give it all to Him. Those difficult times are difficult, yes, but God has promised us to get us through those things, and He has brought me through so many of those difficult times. So I encourage you today that, hey, when those people are mean to you and they have given you strife in your life, hey, show them grace. Hey, show them that, hey, God's love is something that He's given to us for free, and that we should be able to give it free to others. You can have a real impact on people's lives by just encouraging them and sharing God's love with them. There are so many things that come up in your life that you're just overwhelmed by. But hey, if you just show a little bit of grace and rely on God, He's promised us to get through those things, and that we are going to be able to learn from them and point back to God and say, hey, thank you, Lord. Thank you for getting me through those difficult times. I'm now sharing those things, and I'm transforming my life and others around me by what God has done in my life. So I encourage you today, hey, always rely on God to get you through those difficult times, but also share that love with others and those around you, because we are all in this world together, but we can all do so many great things if we just trust God and share God's love with everybody around us. Hope that encourages you today, and let's head back to the kitchen and enjoy some awesome food. Hey, y'all, welcome into the dining room here. We're done filming for the day. We're about to enjoy this nice chicken corn chowder, and dive in, guys. Let me know what you think here. It's hot. I know that.
Well, that's a good fall. Good fall food right there.
It's kind of like the best parts of creamy potato soup, but then with chicken in it.
Chicken, yeah. And the bacon.
Bacon, yeah.
Just add something extra.
And the flavor of the broth is just really rich as well. Adds to it for sure.
All right, well, hope you guys can try this at home. A nice cool day. Throw this in the crock pot. Let it sit over a couple hours there. Heat up for your family on a nice cool day. So give it a whirl. Let me know what you think. I appreciate everybody watching the show. We'll see you next week on Dano on the Counter.